Heyo. So I'm starting to work on daily videos. This is day 2. Day 1 went up on YouTube yesterday and was, it'd be fun to look at in a while and compare to where I currently am. Because I'm sure I'll be awesome at this in the future. Anyway, so today's struggle with writing, as it's 11 o'clock and I'm on my third cup of coffee. Today's struggle is a little bit of dialogue work. I've written the first draft bit of dialogue through, which is fine. And my editor specifically has asked me to rewrite it to make it a little bit more interesting, in that they want to see a little bit more conflict show up in the dialogue. And I'm struggling a little bit with this because the two characters aren't in conflict. I do want it to be interesting, though. So to have interesting dialogue, there does need to be a little bit of back and forth, a little bit of dynamic tension going on. So how I'm going to deal with that in this case is leave the dialogue as it is, because I wrote it and I kind of like it. But since this is my second run through, I can do what I couldn't do in the first draft. In the first draft, the first priority, the main priority, is to get through and do all of the plot, character development, story arc. I need to get that out of the way. And the way to do that for me is just to write all the way through and get the first draft done. Now that I'm in the second draft, I know where the characters are going to be. I have an advantage in this case that I'm already halfway through, 3/4 of the way through the second book. So I know where the characters are going to be in the second book. I know how their internal development has to go to match that. So what I can do now for the current bit of dialogue, instead of doing little edits and switches to the way they speak to have them come into verbal conflict, I can instead develop the internal dialogue. One character says something, the other character can think about a little bit. In this case specifically, the for this book, the supporting character has just revealed a relationship with someone that is a bit shocking to the main character. Not in a bad way, but out of taste for what they thought of the supporting character. And their verbal dialogue is supporting of each other, and quite nice, like friends would actually really do. But I'm going to have a moment where the main character can reflect on what he's learned about the supporting character and think how he had, even though he knew him quite well, how he had built up certain assumptions and how those assumptions were incorrect. This lets me show the main character is someone that is not really confident on who they are and where they are in life. And they're constantly being surprised by things that maybe they should have understood already. And that's going to be a big theme going through the book. So that's my rewriting edit work for today. See how it goes.